Welcome back to Church Street Park for this doubleheader. The Morrisville Raptors are taking on the Orlando Galaxy in Game 2 here. And you know what? This could be a game that's evenly poised because these two teams, they're clamoring for wins. Let's take a look at the middle for what happened at that all-important toss.
Toss time here at Church Street Park for Game 2, and we got the two captains alongside me, Raj Anand of the Morrisville Raptors, alongside Tajnarayan Chandrapal of the Orlando Galaxy, former Congressman Wiley Nickel to my left, alongside our third umpire and Praveen Chakraj there as well. Wiley, you've got the coin, and Taj will be giving it a call, so give it a flip when you're ready.
All right, ready?
The call is ahead. And it's come down to tails. So, Raj, you have won the toss.
Yeah.
And he's going to keep the coin. What have you elected to do and why?
We're going to have a bowl first. Pitch look fresh. So we're going to try to exploit that and see how that works out for us.
Yeah, big time win for your group yesterday. Another clutch situation. How are you looking to build upon it?
Yeah, definitely confidence coming into today's game. It's just about staying grounded and repeating those positives from yesterday into today's game.
Any changes in your 11 today?
Yeah, Sadant is out and Mahish is in.
There you go. Well, good luck in today's affair. Tough luck with the toss today. Thudge, had you won it, what did you want to do and why?
We probably would have had a bowl as well. Fresh wicket and we know the Jew factor.
You know, your group didn't come away with the win yesterday, but what are you looking to do in today's game?
Yeah, we had some positive out of yesterday's game. We put up a decent total. We just got to improve on a few areas and hopefully we get over the line.
Finally, any changes in your 11 today?
No, we played the same 11 today.
There you go. Well, good luck. That is the word from the middle. It is the Morrisville Raptors who have won the toss, and they've elected to have a bowl.
We've seen history at Church Street Park already. Sarbjit Ludda becomes the first cricketer in minor league cricket to pick up 100 wickets. Well, the Orlando Galaxy, they're looking to rewrite their own history and maybe repeat some old history. They're winless in this 2025 season. That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar? Remember, in 2023, this Galaxy team, very different look to them. Well, they keep the same team. They were defeated. They hadn't won a single game through 2023. Then they went to go play the Morrisville Raptors down at the Buttonveers Cricket Complex. And Manav Patel delivers a wicket with 12 runs from the last over to win the game. The Raptors team, they've changed since that point, and they make one change into today's game as Mahish walks back into the team and Siddhant Reddy misses out. So can the Galaxy repeat what we saw in 2023 to claim their first win of the season? Not worried about the keeping cohort for the Morrisville Raptors. Plenty of options. It looks like Sahar Shwethan's got the gloves. The Raptors are coming off a big-time win and are looking to double down. Awaiting the openers of the Galaxy here. The openers of the Galaxy, they are the key. Tajnarayan Chandrapal and Christopher Van Tull. These two bats hold the key to big scores for the Galaxy. If they want any chance to 150 or beyond, one of them have to bat for a long period of time. Maybe the entire innings. We've talked about 150 all day today. The Raptors chasing 150 got it done just a day ago, but it took them an awfully long time to get there. It took them everything to get to that position. So don't be surprised to see 150 be a winning total here tonight. These are two teams at the bottom of this table alongside the Fort Lauderdale Lions, two developmental organizations at the moment. They would have circled this coming into the season as their opportunity. And And Ritvik Uppity has seized his opportunity. His first year in minor league cricket, and he's been exceptional. Been entrusted to open the bowling. And he's starting at that cedar fork end of the ground. Slip in place. Put that slant across. I'm Om Patel. Nate Hayes will join us in a bit. .601 waiting that first delivery. Field set, deep point, deep third. There he is. Had to go get an interview with Sarbjeet Ludda. Look at that majestic man. Hair flowing in the wind, camera coming. I don't think he'll ever notice that he's on camera. But brilliance. Here it is, first delivery from Ritvik Uppity. And first runs for the Orlando Galaxy. The Galaxy yesterday put on 155 runs, which the Royals were able to chase down in just 17 overs. The Raptors yesterday took them 19.4 overs to chase down 152. So the Galaxy can repeat what they did yesterday. They might be on the winning side of the equation. But how did they get there? Dajnarine Chandrapal, 64 off 53, batted until the very end, ended up not out, carried his bat, and then had contributions from Christopher Van Tol's 25, Romario King's 26. That's what they'll need. One of these two openers, be it Van Tol, be it Chandrapal. Deep backward square and a deep third. And Van Tol starts like he so often does with a boundary. Welcome, Nate Hayes.
Hello, Om Patel. Look at that start there from Van Tol. Got here just in time to see it.
We saw you in that majestic flow of yours, walking through, carrying that camera equipment. Where were you, Nate?
I was talking to Sarbjeet Singalada. I was talking to Rajesh Behera. Just talking to the guys from the last game. They were discussing the ground and the league and all the ongoings, and just trying to get a sense of how these teams are feeling and what their makeup is in terms of mentally and, you know, their plans.
The company's got to find a plan to Van Tol. His frame creates so many issues. Any bit of width he latches onto. But Uppity's bowling action actually allows him to be, I think, a real good option against Van Tol. Van Tol's front foot remains dormant, and if you pitch it up and can move it, we've seen that create problems for the big wicketkeeper.
Yeah, and if you get the ball to rise quickly too, the way that Uppity can, that's always helpful against a taller guy. So there are ways he can attack Van Tol.
Four more, wrong line, strange and same result.
Oh, Van Tol here, not wasting anything, helping that one through. I got a little bit of a promo video too from a lot of the
Promo for what, Nate?
for our show on Wednesday.
We have a show on Wednesday?
We've got a show every
Tell me
Wednesday.
about it.
Aman, we've got a show every single Wednesday. Aman, you are the star of the show.
I'm not Bobber Boy.
Yeah, well, Bobber is the star of the show behind the scenes. You got to be on the inside to know about Bobber.
Better from Ritvik Uppity. Okay, you've told me about this show. You've hooked me. Where can I tune in? When do I tune in?
Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube on the MLC Network.
Right where I'm watching this game right now.
Right where you're watching the game right now, Aman. And it's going to be a thumbnail there. And that thumbnail is going to say MILC Live. And it's going to feature a photograph of Stephen Taylor playing here at Church Street Park, and the word in big block letters is going to say Week 3, because that's the week we're on right now.
Love it. There you go. Tune in Wednesday, 9 p.m. MLC Network. See you then. Good recovery from Uppity. This is where you want to be. Keep Van Tol playing in front of him.
Oh my goodness. You do not want to let him extend his arms. He is dangerous. I think it's only a matter of time before we see him convert some big total here for this Orlando team.
Extras have been a killer for Raptor seamers historically, and Uppity has actually controlled them nicely. Today, though, you look at it already. 2 extras in the over, and the second 4 that was hit was straying down the leg side.
And you see Saharsh saying, when are these extras going to stop, man? Come on, dude. That's what he's saying right there.
I would have said it to Uppity in youth cricket before, and both of whom would have played in those same Triangle Cricket League youth teams over the years, so great correlation and combination there.
Yeah, a lot of these youngsters have played together a really long time.
Close of over 1, 11 from it. Untry has the ball in his hand. So often we see this young man thrust into this opening role.
And where's number 81? I would like to find out what that's about.
Well, can't you tell, Nate? It's Randy Moss for the New England Patriots. He's just as big and as physically dominating as Randy Moss was, isn't he?
Well, I mean, sure.
No, it's just in jest.
I'll tell you what. He's as talented as Randy Moss, but in the cricket sense. How's that? That is a heck of a compliment. My goodness.
Now, I know Randy Moss in that Vikings jersey wore 84, but what was the number he was wearing when he scored 23 touchdowns in a season?
Of course, you're going to remember the number that he wore for, 20 games.
20 games, Nate. They went 18-0.
They went 18-0. I'm just saying, but, and then he played with them for the playoffs. Honestly, to me, the biggest mistake the Patriots made was not keeping Randy Moss around after that. I feel like they should have.
Well, they kept him around until the 09 season.
I guess they did. Well, so he played more than 20 games then. But he played 40 games maybe.
And again, broke the single-season receiving touchdown record.
Didn't get a ring.
It wasn't just with New England he didn't get a ring.
Well, that's true. I mean, New England gave him the best chance. That was incredible. But
if he holds on to that deep throw that Brady's placed perfectly 80 yards down the field, they win that ball game.
I'm telling you, if you ever want to pick Aman Patel's pocket, just start talking about the Patriots. And
I'm fully distracted. I'm gone.
Boom.
I don't know where I am anymore.
And you're going to get all 8 of his dollars right there.
All right, Nate. Look, you don't have. First, you're coming after how I'm lost now, and now he's saying I'm broke. Unbelievable. You're not wrong on both accounts, but you didn't have to say it there, Nate.
It's all right.
He hasn't even denied that fact.
Well,
Usually he's like he's not, but no, he doubles down.
Well, I don't keep cash on me. I just keep card. That way, it gives me an added layer of protection of my $8. Safe in the bank.
Safe as houses. Incredible work in the field by George Baldwin.
George Baldwin all over that one. Eating it for breakfast. He's tall over there.
That's how you build pressure against Christopher Van Tol. Baldwin, yet again.
He's got a lot of length for someone in this position in the infield. Kind of reminiscent of maybe an A-Rod at shortstop in baseball, Cal Ripken Jr. type of thing. Guys who are tall and agile.
Taken! 2 dots and a wicket, and Untry strikes.
Mahesh takes this one quite well. Untry always in the action. And Van Tol's day comes to an early end. I tell you what, Ansh always in the wickets. We saw Sarvjit Lada earlier today get to his minor league 100 wickets, and Ansh Rai seems like he's destined for that eventually.
Van Tol, he'll go for 8. It's 12 for 1. Huge start for the Morrisville Raptors. That's what we're talking about. How do you build pressure? That effort in the field from George Baldwin, the first, the second, and then Van Tol felt obligated to score.
Yeah, he did, and I mentioned earlier, the way you build pressure here at Church Street Park is often with spinners. You know, spin performs so well at this ground, and it's not because it's a bad wicket or anything. A lot of times you see the orthodox spin dominating when the wickets are tricky, but it's a good wicket. It's got a little bit for everybody. This is a good sized ground. You have to play proper cricket shots here against the spinners. But Anshrai already in the wickets, 4 balls into his spell. I didn't mean to put the pressure on him by saying he's destined for 100, but my goodness, he looks good so far.
Romario King, good outing yesterday. And is out today, is he? There might have been bats. I think that's the only thing that saved him. I think there's bats involved, Saharsh. It's a great shout.
There's quite a noise there. There's quite a loud noise. Yeah, it looks like it went off the bat. Saharsh is always going to give an enthusiastic appeal. You know, not unlike other Southern keepers.
He fits the mold, doesn't he?
Oh boy, he
Saharsh does. And Van Tol will do the same thing.
That's right.
Now to Chanderpaul, who's seen all the madness at the other end.
Oh
my goodness. Oh my goodness, Anshrai. You're getting a salute from Dajnarayan Chanderpaul. 2 overs gone, 13 for 1. What a start for the Raptors. After an expensive first, Anshrai comes back with an over, just gives up 2, takes a wicket, and now they've traded their seamers. Aaron Patirana has the ball. Now he's been expensive. You can't size it up any differently.
No, but oftentimes young pacers, you know, they got to ease into Church Street Park, I think. We've seen a lot of young bowlers here kind of struggle in their first couple of appearances. Fast bowlers. It's not unusual. I mean, we've seen some very good Caribbean bowlers come here and struggle early on. It just
gets through. Yeah, you're right. You know, even to start Colin Archibald's minor league career, remember, he had an expensive start that weekend. It only came to the end of the season where you felt Matthew Ford and Colin Archibald really were performing the way they should be performing.
With the ball. With the ball. Both of them did quite well with the bat right off.
Yes.
But both of them struggled a little bit early at Church Street Park with the ball. We've also seen a couple other Windies, former Windies players come and go for 10 and over Church Street Park. So it's not uncommon to struggle early on while you're figuring it out.
We spoke about how one of the two openers have to bat the whole innings, basically.
Yeah.
And Chanderpaul is going to have to be that now.
Yeah, Chanderpaul's going to have to stick around a while. This is, we talked earlier about how the division is kind of split in half. There's the three contenders and then there's the three rebuilders. And the three rebuilders, that first wicket partnership, that the first two wickets really so crucial for the three rebuilding teams, puts an awful lot of pressure on the top order. Just when they first come out with the bats in hand, immediately the pressure is already there.
Was also saying that 155, which lost the Galaxy the game yesterday, would be enough today, you reckon, given the fact that it took the Raptors all of the innings to get over the line chasing 152 against the Lions yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. You have an advantage batting second here under the lights with the dew factor, and dew was a factor yesterday.
Raj Anand would sit there saying, back-to-back days where I've won a toss after coming into the weekend winless in that category.
Yeah, and this toss probably the more important of the two as far as the phases of the games go. Although we talked in the last game a little bit about the challenges of batting in that first innings in the early game. Now we have had days where we've had 3 games here. That means there's a 10 a.m. game.
Yeah.
Very important to win that toss too.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's funny how Church Street Park works, and the toss doesn't guarantee you wins, but it puts you into advantageous positions. Again, Nate, we were speaking about during the pregame how history might or could just repeat itself here for the Orlando Galaxy. We'll get more into that in the next over, or maybe even have to wait for 2 overs, given that we might get a spinner back on.
Whew.
Great changeup from Aaron. That over just goes for 1 run off the bat and 2 with the bye. And yes, sir, these Raptors, they're up and flying. Close of 3, 15 for 1. More untry. Change of angle to Chanderpaul. And you got Chanderpaul with the utmost respect. Full face to the young untry.
His ball's drifting quite well.
So Nate, the piece of history we were referring to. In 2023, the Orlando Galaxy were winless headed into that last weekend at Butterbeer's Cricket Complex. Then they went to face up against the Morrisville Raptors team, and they win, with the Raptors chasing a lowish total. This could be a similar situation. The Galaxy winless the last weekend at Church Street Park, and the Raptors will be chasing.
You cannot take anything for granted if you're the Raptors today. Ansh just finding the difficult areas.
And something to note, Untry was the final wicket in that game. Manav Patel got the outside edge of Untry in the final over where they needed 12. Not out. Since then, Untry has transformed his batting, but his bowling has become even better.
He is always a threat, especially here in the South. I think he's perfect bowler for the South conditions. And, you know, that said, he did quite well with the ball at the Super 8s last year in Grand Prairie, which is a great way to test a spinner.
That was the year the Raptors missed the playoffs. Remember, it was the Fire and the Lightning that made their way through. Oh, Saharsh. Given the gloves for the very first time this season and gives up an extra run. And that's tough for Untry. It's credited against him.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for Unch. Saharsh is always going to be entertaining back there. He's definitely talking. I can tell you he's talking to these batters for sure. We actually had to turn the stump mics off.
Oh, here we go. Don't spread fake news now, Nate.
I'm just joking.
Still no runs available. Untry incredibly tight. The fourth over comes to a close. It's only 18 for 1. Ritik Uppity trying to show off his finesse with the ball. Let's see if he can paint some corners in his return over and over number 5. Nate, plenty of action all throughout minor league cricket.
Well, yes, there has been. And let me talk about one game in particular that happened today in St. Louis. This looks like it must have been an incredible game. Chicago Tigers won by 3 wickets in the chase, but it's the score here. St. Louis Americans opened with 198, a loss of 4 in their 20 overs. That's a pretty big total there on that hybrid wicket down there in St. Louis. Chicago Tigers answered, winning on the final ball, just passing them by a single run with 3 wickets in hand. And I'll talk about the scorers of that in just a second.
Pace. Express here. Not express, but extra pace.
Extra pace. Naman Anwar. That's a name we want to hear. 117 from 63 balls in that first innings in St. Louis. You can see that pace. My gosh, did that climb. But look at the chase here. Let me take a look at this chase. You know, the high score in the chase for the Chicago Tigers was 43, Rahul Basu. 44 from Chirag Gandhi. But that went to the final ball. So check out that highlight reel when it's published.
I love those highlight reels, Nate. It just
great.
makes the league so much easier to access and consume. Getting through all those, they're all no more than 10 minutes, if that.
To me, the crazy thing about this Chicago Tigers chase is you don't see Justin Dill in this squad. You don't see Calvin Savage in this squad today. They did it, and Matunch, their star young batter, scored a golden duck in the innings, and they still chased down 198. That is amazing.
Tigers have got some real weapons on that roster, no question. Safe. And runs for Romario King. Showed great signs yesterday and carrying that form into today.
Yeah, look at that. He just gets under that easily and lifts it over there to mid-wicket.
Romario King, he does things his own way, doesn't he? And maybe someone who made his jersey did it their own way. Look at that, Nate. R. King doesn't seem too mischievous. Don't see too many commas after first initials, though.
That's very good.
I think he's saying, "You are King." I think that's more what it is.
Wow, I think you're right. Clever. I like it. Romario, comma, King. Pretty cool.
It's a title, not a last name.
It's nice. Is he the he hate me of minor league cricket? XFL. I'm
There's
going back there.
There's some brilliant ones there, and even some actual names that are great. A Key and Peele skit that does it better than most. Lad McConkey. They did for Lad McConkey. But yeah, there's some great. I think custom jerseys are a thing that could be fun.
Sure, I like it. I like the comma. Romario King.
I'm not even sure if this is intentional, but I'm running with it.
Dude, it's intentional, 100%. This is the legend of Romario King right here.
If there's a movie about Romario King, there's your title. I think we all deserve 10%. Junaid, our cameraman, Bobber,
10%
our producer.
is a lot to ask for.
Between all of us.
Look,
Shot from Tajnaran Chanderpaul. All the way to the boundary for 4.
Great shot. Chanderpaul. Whole different level of class from this batter. See how low he gets there, even with the Uppitty's bounce.
Ends the 5th over. And the Galaxy showing some signs of a counterattack. 28 for 1. One left arm spinner makes his way out for the other. Raj Nanan.
Raj? Doesn't Raj mean king?
It does. Raja, yeah.
So Raj, you need a comma, man. You need a comma.
Who wins this kingly duel?
What a ball! And we have one king left in the middle. Raj Nanan. What a delivery there. The arm ball.
Unbelievable. Just played all around it. You can see the seam position. Akil Hussain-esque. And Anand, his entrance into the middle means an entrance into the wicket column. King's Day, his reign comes to an end. It's 28 for 2.
Preston Clark coming into the middle now. And that's 2 wickets. both from the left arm orthodox spinners here from Morrisville at Church Street Park. Rajanan, his very first ball of his spell. And I'll tell you what, in his last game, I think we saw his best game with the ball this season. And he sure is picking up where he left off.
Yeah, you can see him finding more form, and you're seeing him start to utilize his variations more. I thought through the first couple weeks, he was just struggling with the consistency in the stock ball. So he didn't trust the arm ball. He didn't trust the couple of flighted deliveries he has. Now you're seeing him being able to establish a stock early and then ride into his variations. Preston Clark is no slouch with the bat either. He's batted at 3 and 4 for this team. And he's doing it yet again. Both openers, and the opener and the 1 down spot are gone. Again, Chandrapal's got to be the linchpin in this order.
You see Rajnanan there. I'll tell you what, when you talk to Rajnanan, he's all business. He's got a very serious disposition. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have jokes, Amon. He's got jokes. He made a joke at my expense the other day when when I ran out to get you a pen, and I had to rush out there, and he's like, basically, you know,
an oxygen
asking
tank?
me if I needed oxygen after that. Yeah, that was real funny, Rajnanan. Real good stuff.
Well, you were sprinting. I thought you were going to hit the hole for a 40-yard dash.
You told me to hurry up.
But no, I didn't tell you to hurry up. You knew that time was of the essence.
Like, well, yeah, that's right. You
You're
didn't
like,
tell me
"Hey,"
to hurry up. You were
you
like,
said- you
you're like,
said-
hey, I need a pen real quick. Like that. That's what it was.
I need a pen. And you're like, oh, I can get you one. I was like, okay, thank
Yeah.
you. And you took off.
I took off.
And I was
man.
very appreciative of it.
I did the job. You know what? Trying to stay young one way or another.
I tell you what, you were moving it. You were flying.
There you go. That's why he thought I needed oxygen. It wasn't because he thought I was out of shape. So
No. You were moving. I want to make all the viewers very much understand. He ran from the square all the way to the dugout, so to the boundary, so 60 yards, and covered it with great speed. I would say a 6-second 60.
Yeah, I get distracted easily. So when I got over there was somebody that I needed to give a hug to. So I gave them a hug. I was like, oh, shoot, let me get the pen.
No way, Nate. Do you get distracted easily? No.
Yeah, you know that's true.
No.
Come on.
Even Bobby's shaking his head over here. Nate doesn't get distracted easily.
Come on. The most painful thing ever is when someone's stuck on 49 and they face 3 dots, and then I've forgotten that they're stuck on 49 and the 50 comes up. This is the sort of thing that you deal with when you're me. This is why you're so valuable to me, Amon. That's not the only reason.
I'm glad you clarified. Thank you.
Whew, that had the edge there. What another great delivery. Rajnanan is threatening every ball, it seems. And they could have gotten a third run there, but they'll stop. And that'll be the over. Orlando 32 with a loss of 2 at the end of the power play.
Well, Coach Shiv. Who is Coach Shiv? It's Shiv Narayan Chandrapal, and everyone wants their photo taken with one of the greats, one of the best Test middle order batters of all time. Selfies all around, and he's been all around the USA scene. Actually showed up at Major League Cricket up in Dallas, was brilliant there. Former coach of the USA women's team, both under 19 and senior. So has made the rounds through cricket here in the United States.
I've had the pleasure of talking to Shiv a couple of times when he was coach of the USA women's team.
Mm-hmm.
Very reasonable guy. I talked about how Rajnanan, very serious. Shiv Chandrapal, very serious guy. Of course he is. He's got an incredible reputation, both as a player, especially as a player, but also as a coach here in the USA. What a resource he is for Orlando.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, is that star power name, but like you said, that asset. I remember being there for his first selection tour, not selection tour, but selection camp with the USA women's team, and it was an under-19 camp down at Musa, and we actually did a couple of stints on comms together. And at the end, Anika Kolan was coming up to him, and Lassia Malupati was there, and they were talking to him about their batting, and he was talking about how, it's okay that you're a lefty batting right-handed or righty batting left-handed because it means your top hand's stronger, and giving them all kind of words. And those things are really helpful, and I think you can see what good coaches and how they affect the younger players. Think about what Julia Price meant for that under-19 team, Shivnarine Chandrapal, what Hilton Morang has meant, and the results that have put in. Stuart Law, I think, is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Bubadu Dasanayaka.
Absolutely.
Jay Aaron Kumar for his stint as well.
We've had some great coaches here in the USA for the national squad. Also for some of these zonal squads, very good coaches. Talk about Earl up there in the east.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good coaches all around the USA. We got Alvin Kalacharan here in Morrisville.
You remember when Bert Cockley was here as a fitness and instructor, and how vital was he? Doing great things back in Australia. But my God, so crucial to take the fitness of the American players to a whole nother level.
Yeah, what excites me so much, we've talked a lot about USA selection earlier in the day. Agashe's helped off there for. They're just rotating strike with Agashe right now. But yeah, we talked about selection and how much more difficult it is now that everybody's standing out so much in the USA and the men's side. And I think it's a great time to have a coach like Bubadu running the team, because Bubadu pays very careful attention to who's available in the US, and he always has, and he's always put his 2 cents. His 2 cents are really 99 cents of the dollar. He puts his cents in. He puts his opinion in there to the selectors, and he's very firm about it. And I think it's a good time to have him.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone who really pushes players along, and once he establishes you as a player, you as someone that he thinks can be good, I think the other big thing that he does is he invests in you. It's not a one and done tour. It's not 2 tours and done. He's going to give you some time, and then you have to prove your way out of the team.
And he's quite good. Ooh, look at that. That's going to go for 2. I'm going to look at that one again. Agashe favoring him, his arm a little bit. At the end of that over, 39 for 2. But let's take a look here, the replay. Oh, right off the knuckles, it looked like. Now, we talked about head position after a delivery. You see Agashe's head is pointing straight down. He's got to come back up and find the ball after it struck back to him. And that one looked like it went right off the knuckles.
Yeah, painful stuff there. Close with 7, 39 for 2. This is going to be a big battle here for the outcome of this innings, I think. Rajnan, Padranine, Chandrapal. Obviously, we need Chandrapal is going to need to stick around a long time for Orlando to have a chance. Yeah, again, 150 is where you have to be. I think that's the threshold to where you're really pushing the Raptors for the majority of their runs. Otherwise, you have to be unbelievable with the ball.
when you have two frontline spinners like the Raptors do with Rajnanan and Antrai, that's 8 overs of your 20. Where if you're the opposition and you're looking at the bowling attack, you're looking at those 8 overs and you're thinking, okay, if we can just get a run of ball out of those, lose maybe 1 or 2 wickets out of those 8 overs, that's something to plan around. That makes it difficult.
We still have 3 overs of Aaron to come. He's only bowled the 1, and he only gave up 2 runs from that over. So those are the overs you can't allow to happen. You can go with a run of ball, or less than a run of ball against Rai and Nanan's 8. But around that, you have to go at 6s to 10s. Have to be in that range.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because you're talking out of those 8 overs, you're talking 40 to 50 runs possibly against those 2 frontline spinners. And almost every South team has a couple of frontline spinners in the attack. Some teams even more. And there's some hesitation there out in the middle. I'm not sure why they didn't try to take 2 there.
Try to take 1.
I'm sorry. Try to take the single there.
But
yeah.
also, why didn't the throw come to Murray Tyson? Stationed there at the stumps. Preston Clark, look at the running here. Chandrapal 1 step, Clark 2 steps, Clark 2 steps, Chandrapal a step. Now says no, now throw. Wrong end. Throw's gone to the wrong end. I think both would have been home. But that communication's got to be so much better for Orlando. What separates Baltimore? They're never caught in those peculiar situations between the stumps.
Yeah, you're right. Clark will play the last ball of the over for a single. That's the end of 8. Orlando 43 and loss of 2. All right, let's take a look here. Who's that? Juan, who's that handsome fella right there in the middle?
Us Patel men, where do you think I got my good looks from? Nate? No, I'm just joking. That's my father, Snehal Patel, straight from a game.
This one's straight up. And that's taken easily. That's the end of Clark's day. Aaron with the catch. Agashe with his wicket.
Yeah, Clark was just feeling the pressure of the lack of runs off the other spinners. And you can see his head just nowhere near it. Went straight up. Everyone knew it was going to be a catch, and Aaron's so steady underneath it. Agashe strikes, and the Raptors are all over the Galaxy, 43 for 3.
And here we see your dad is a celebrity. Let me tell you,
Well, that's Adi Gupta's father talking to him at the moment.
That's true. That's true.
And that's Advait Budde's father as well. So 2 Raptors with a parent of someone who wishes his son could have played for the Raptors at one point.
Why is your dad wearing an Orlando Galaxy jersey?
It's a Raleigh Royals jersey, actually.
So this is the Raleigh Royals new jersey. It's got orange in it. I don't understand that. We didn't used to have orange in the jersey so much.
They've thrown red in there for a season. They threw pink in there for a season
the
now.
pink one I remember really well. So that was the team that I started playing with your dad. Your dad was one of the very first people, probably the first person I met in Triangle Cricket League.
And now you're with his son all weekend long. Funny how life changes.
Yes, it is. It is quite funny.
New man to the middle is Shoaib Syed. And Nate, you played for the Royals. You also played for the Stars. And Babar Baig to my right.
Yes, and we won a title.
There you go.
T20 title. Babar Yeah, that's enough about that. We don't need.
Relishing in the glory days. Nate, let me
glory days.
hear the stats or the high score
I
or
was
highest
the 12th
wickets
man in
taken.
the final. I was the 12th man in the final.
You know what? That's a bit of me as well. So
Yeah, me
that's
and
why
you.
we're here, Nate.
That's exactly right.
And Bobberby actually streamed those finals as well. So look at where the crew has come from.
Crew's coming.
Unbelievable.
I remember, Amon, I remember when you would come to your dad's games and you'd be recruited immediately.
Well, no one wanted to
Into
run
the
around at
field.
third man.
Well,
that was the issue.
we should have changed our team name to the Charlie Horses. The amount of cramps that we got at the boundary. When you have a 12th man, I think that's a tactic from a fielder on a hot day when they just want to rest for a while and they just don't want to be running around in a field. Oh, I got a Charlie horse. Somebody come and get me. Happens all the time. I think that half the time it's not even true.
Allegations, Nate. Allegations.
And that's a tidy over there from Agache. It's a wicket in it. Only 3 runs conceded. Orlando are now 46, lost to 3. Only 11 overs to go.
Love to see new fans. They might be watching the stream there. If they are, give us a wave at some point. We'll try to get back to you. There's a bit of a delay. I don't think they are watching the stream. Phone is in the wrong orientation, but they should. And thank you guys for joining us on MLC Network. New bowler being introduced, Adi Gupta here in the 10th.
And that one definitely too short, but he's going to get away with that.
Adi and Saharsh also have some great relationships and time they've spent together. Adi Gupta, he's been a real unicorn, would play for the under-16 team in the TCL Youth and then go captain the under-13 team in their next hour. It'd be brilliant. He would be one of the leaders of the under-16 team. He would score 50, take 3 wickets, and then go bowl pace for the under-13 group.
Oh, that's something else. Obviously comes from a family of cricketers, his brothers.
Older brother, Akul Gupta. Younger brother, Darsh Gupta. Both of them bowled pace as well. Adi Gupta actually was a pace bowler for the longest time, up until he was really in that same range back in 2017, 2018, when he started just jokingly in the nets, bowling leg spin to say, this isn't that hard. Hit a ball and it turned massively, wide line to wide line. And since that moment, it's been wrist spin for number 24.
Shoaib Syed never left the crease there. Saharsh, the over-under on him removing the bails is probably got to be about 14, I think, for 14.5.
Wow, that's
a
high prop there. But you can hear him very animated behind the stumps. He goes, yes, Adi Gupta. And again, bails come off. Nate, 14. Might have to take the over.
I think you got to take the over. I mean, look, we're only starting our count now, but we can go back. Bobber, go back and count. Oh,
he would have done it there. He just didn't collect it cleanly.
He would have done it there.
Close a 10, 48 for 3. drinks coming the way of the players, the match officials, and we'll take a quick break here in the commentary box. But whilst we have that break, we have a former congressman in the house. Let's have a listen to what he has to say about cricket in North Carolina.
Here with former Congressman Wiley Nickel. How excited are you to be at cricket?
Oh, I mean, what a perfect day to be outside and just to be able to support Morrisville and the Raptors. Excited to be here today.
Any predictions for today's game?
It's going to be a big win for Morrisville.
There you go.
I'm a North Carolina politician. I'm supporting my local team and just, excited to be here supporting the sport on an absolutely amazing day.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Great to hear from the former congressman. Practices law as well here locally, and always great to have such key figures here at Church Street Park. Brilliant shots of the sunset as it's happening at Church Street Park, and that means things are going in the right direction. Take a little drinks break here. Join us when we return. No place like Church Street Park. Gotta love when the sun dips behind those clouds out in the western part of this unbelievable venue.
Almost as if you could see heaven from here. It's beautiful.
Well, they call Chapel Hill a piece of heaven on earth. I think you can throw Church Street Park in it as well. And this man here, he's an angel of the town. Untry, angelic, the flow, back with the ball. Brilliant start he's had. 5 for 1 through his first 2 overs. And you can see Chanderpaul is yet to establish how he wants to attack Untry.
Only 5 runs conceded in his first 2. This is Untry territory. Excellent planning here. 2 consecutive dot balls post the break. How often do we see breaks in play and clumps of dots lead to wickets? This is how he got Van Tull. Field shifts. 3rd becomes available and is moved into fine leg. Making Chanderpaul wait, Nate. Yeah, earlier we talked about the ability of Mohamed Mohsin to do just about.
Well done from Ryan Chanderpaul. Found his option and executes it to perfection.
Yeah, Chanderpaul. He is going to find ways. That's for sure. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He's just a really well executed sweep shot there. Let's see how Untry responds. But he's got the ability and accuracy to execute just about any plan.
Couple of bounces away and bounces away for 4. Back to back for Chanderpaul.
I mean, here can't get to that one. Chanderpaul is watch him position his body to get around the field, to create angles for himself. Very good at that.
He's got to be quicker through the air on try. Someone of Chanderpal's caliber, he'll take the time to get into great positions. Movement behind and sight screen. Oh, it's Morrell. Morrell, come on, you know better. Official photographer for the Orlando Galaxy. Brilliant photos, might I add. And she's done work with USA Cricket now. And
yeah, with the U.S. Open, with just about every tournament around the country. And I got to say, you got to give Morrell the pass. Let her get to a position where she can take those beautiful pictures, even if it's right in the middle of the sight screen. That's what I say.
excellent over for the Orlando Galaxy. 2 boundaries, and they get to 10 runs. 11th gone, 58 for 3. Family affair here at Church Street Park. Love getting the whole crew out to enjoy this beautiful weather. We heard it from the former congressman. And just get out into those bleachers. It's not going to be too hot, and enjoy some world-class cricket with some world-class players.
Yeah, we've had beautiful weather. Such good weather throughout the Morrisville games this minor league season. How lucky have we been, Aman? We've really only had the 1-0 result, and that was after a full innings.
Oh, it's nearly come back. Adi Gupta just 2 from his first. And these are 2 youngsters battling head-to-head. Syed Gupta.
Shoaib Syed will take a sigh of relief there.
So important to get Adi Gupta's overs underway. You can tack on 12 overs of legit spin. Cry of catch. Should be taken. It's dropped. It's Mahesh out on the boundary. And Gupta so frustrated.
Yeah, this should have been caught. This should have been caught. There was time to get there, plenty of time to get there. You could see it. He lets it get too deep on him, and then he throws it in and hits Gupta in the arm, because Gupta was, in his frustration, just kind of like looking down at the earth.
You saw in that last catch, it felt like he was in between 2 minds, whether to go fingers up or fingers down, and in the end, very late decided fingers down. That's why he almost contorted himself, trying to maybe trap it. And once he did that, it felt like it was never going to go to hand. How big of a moment is that? Syed's a destructive bat. We know this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hasn't, you could have gotten him out before he got going.
And continue to claw into a batting order that's not incredibly deep and leave Chanderpal stranded.
That's right. That's right. Wickets are very important. But yeah, I always in myself had the rule, if it's above your elbows, hands up.
I guess one more crack at Syed here. Does Adi Gupta. When Adi Gupta gets a wicket early, I think he's so much of a different bowler, because he still's got that pacer aggression about him with the ball. He always wants to be in the game. And if you could have gotten a wicket with 2 overs to spare, could get it here. Might get it here. Should. Will. Nanan does brilliantly in the end. Unbelievable from the captain. And Gupta gets his revenge.
Never easy catching those straight up. You're running over your shoulder, looking straight up in the air. And as we have said before, this ground is crowned to aid with the drainage. And it is never the most fun thing to have to run that far, looking straight up in the air. You can see he gets himself still right at the end, and then he realizes he has to dive for it, and he makes a great catch.
Huge moment as wicket number 4 falls in the 12th over, 62 on the board. Orrington Hamilton out there with the bat in hand. He's shown some promising signs, but it's a different situation. Batting it in the 12th over.
Yes, indeed. Orrington, fun player to watch with the ball and with the bat. He will start off strike for first ball of this over. And we'll see what he can do today. Obviously, you'd like to see him coming in maybe the 16th or the 17th over instead of to start the 13th, but see how he makes the most of this opportunity here. Chandrapal determined to stick in there. He usually succeeds quite well at it.
Should be taken. Yes, Aaron's got the big moment. The captain goes. And the Galaxy, it's falling apart at the seams.
Maladua Patarana with the wicket here. He has been bowling fantastic today. Gets in for his second over. His first over, very tidy. Just the one run conceded. And a wicket with his first ball of his second over. What a job. And that's a big, big wicket right there. The biggest.
Simple in the end. Chandrapal just unable to generate the pace. Walks back for just 27. It's 62 for 5. Batad walks out. We talked about one of the openers needing to bat long and through. They're gone. They're gone in the 13th.
Yeah, this young Morrisville team, we have been critical of maybe the approach to this team in the past, but they're playing quite well today. I have to say they played very well yesterday too. And I know the argument in favor of having so many youngsters on the same squad is they often play together. Growing up and in their youth. And so play them together in minor league as well. Certainly some validity there with an argument like that.
Again, you're just waiting for all the pieces to click, but it goes back to a conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. Yes, you can be about development, and you want to have young pieces. But
yes.
Once those guys start to develop and prove themselves, what happens then?
Yeah, keep them around. And I'll tell you what, it's not a question of talent with these guys. They all have shown. They've shown a lot of promise. They show what the selectors see. You can see that there's something to believe in there with every one of these players. They're all very, very talented. So hopefully this season goes a very long way for the Morrisville Raptors in the future.
Whew, extra bounce. Aaron Maladua Patirana has looked very different today in his bowling innings.
Oh, very, very different. Executing here, much more in control. Only 3 runs conceded in his first 10 balls with the wicket, the biggest wicket of Chandrapal.
And now Pranavama is just going to have a little check. Hit in the helmet, so the umpires want to have a little look at him. There's your physio. How many fingers do I have up? The number on my back, good sir, 3. I've told you that concussion check story, haven't I? About with Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola.
Yeah.
Those who maybe haven't heard it, it was basically they would just have a code where if one of them were to get hit really hard during a kick return, punt return, or just in a play, they would come up to him, pull him up, and say to them, it's 2:30, we're up 17-3, and it's 65 degrees, because that would be the questions that would come to them. Oh, hello.
See that leave there. Well, we saw, I don't remember, Bolasetti come out with the trainer. Maybe that was his role. Maybe that was his role there.
Don't want to take any light to the concussion protocols. That's
No.
not what we're saying.
No.
We're just providing a story for context.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly right.
We were not the ones who participated in that. Excellent hint away.
I'm on making sure that the disclaimers are all there.
Well, we've got a lot of youngsters watching. Close of 13, 64 for 5. Moradi Gupta got that wicket in the second over. 6 for 1 is figures. This is where, to me, Adi Gupta starts to find rhythm. Wicket early in his innings. We saw the big celebration. And now, what does he have in store for the new batters? Hamilton yet to face the delivery. Calls for 2. Could be out. Needed a better throw.
He needed a better throw, and you could see Hamilton already looking for the third on the poor throw. But Hamilton, the run rate right now for Orlando just did creep above 5.01 with that 2. Hamilton is not that slow of a batter, that's for sure. So he will be looking to ramp that run rate up.
I see Gupta frustrated with himself after that delivery. Low full toss. He's trying to throw it up to both batters. Let the ball turn. There's plenty of grass for the ball to catch on to.
Whew.
Wide. We saw Ludda do the same thing, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And we see Sahar's putting the bails back on. We need a bail count.
Nicely played from Pranav. Important, these runs. Very important to keep them flowing. If you're Orlando, you're not out of the game yet.
No, you're not out of it. I mean, look, we've seen everything here at Church Street Park. We've seen everything.
Oh, Hamilton stopped himself. This could be out. Wrong end. Oh, Adi Gupta, turn to yours. Turn to yours.
So harsh that time, blowing the stumps away.
Preston
out of
Clark is.
frustration.
Pranav Batad is out. He turns and throws to his, and Batad is out.
That's right, exactly. You got to come back to the end, to your own end there. And you do have support if you overthrow it, backing you up, but you turn around and fire down, straight down at those stumps. You got a great chance to hit them.
John T. Rhodes' Superman dive would have worked as well. More confusion in the middle. More confusion with the running.
You said the John T. Rhodes there. John T. Rhodes, maybe a little healthier ACLs, MCLs.
If it comes to a point where Adi needs it, he'll do it. Oh, picked up.
Shot.
And away. Unbelievable stroke this for Morrington Hamilton. 6 runs.
Oh, this is what I was looking for when I said they were striking at only 5-13. Orrington Hamilton is not a 5-13 and over batter, and he shows it right there. That one got off in a hurry. And it's the end of 14. Orlando 77, loss of 5. can see the families having a great time out here at Church Street Park, enjoying the beautiful weather and the exciting cricket as the home team looks like they might be ahead in this.
Close. Oh, throws high.
Yeah, that throw was quite high. Sometimes that happens.
And you see Nanan just having a word to his fielders, his young fielders stationed behind square. Don't want to gift runs in this situation. Stay aggressive, yes, but be accurate.
How good has Nanan been today and in the last game as well?
Hamilton, like you rightfully said, feels like the real option to carry this Galaxy team to 120 and beyond, Nate.
Yeah, you want to get to about 120, I think, if you're Orlando right now, which is going to be a challenge. You're going to have to score another 40 runs from here in 5 overs and a little change.
Hamilton in trouble. Throw didn't come. Very aggressive as Hamilton threw the wickets. Got to develop a rapport with Batad. Oh, took it off middle stump. He's one of the few batters you see who has a real trigger to a spinner. Typically, you don't see your back foot move when spin bowlers are going unless you're trying to be innovative. But just take a look at Batad's stance. That time, he looked to be intentional. Saharsh, Saharsh, where are you going? No.
Saharsh lost that one.
No, it's unfair to say he lost it. Got caught in the body.
Yeah, it did get caught in the body there. Still entertaining. Very good spin.
He hit the B button one too many times.
That was that airbender spin right there.
Close of 15, it's 80 for 5.
On try. Stop there in the circle.
Economical day for the Raptors all around. And you need to hold this Galaxy team under 120.
This one's straight up. Rashanan's got another chance. Oh, he spills this one. Once again, he didn't get there quite quick enough. Worked for him last time. This time it was dead over his head. These are very difficult to take.
Never easy running back, but it was in the air for a long time. And it just felt like he might have been able to get into a better position than this. You saw him hold up there, and then his hands came to the ball.
Oh, that's well done. Oh, good job. Excellent stop in the field.
And what I mean by to the ball is you hear coaches so often say your hand should open like a net rather than converging. You want your hands to almost diverge, just open up together. You don't want to create that gap and allow the chance to miss. Look at the best fielders in the world, that's what they do, and that's what Nanan typically does.
Great stop. Great stop. Yeah, it always helps if you can have Karen Pollard-sized hands. That kind of helps. We saw him take a couple of amazing catches in Major League Cricket this season. He took one in particular in Dallas. Bold! Batad is going to have to sit down on try with his second wicket. He's got still one ball to go. But you do not want that to happen if you're Orlando. You wanted to see this over through.
Brilliant from on try. Batad just yorks himself. Try to use his feet to create the room to hit. Instead, he did not pick the arm ball and it went straight onto his toes. No room for him to do anything but swing around. And Unstry says, "You miss, I hit. Thank you very much. See you next time." 84 for 6 as he departs.
Hardik Desai in. This is a good phase in the innings for Hardik Desai. You've got two batters here that like to go quickly. Orrington Hamilton and Hardik Desai. Hardik Desai, kind of a jack of all trades for this team. But this is a very good batting position for him. He'll get off the mark straight away. They're coming back for 2. It's going to be a hurry. They get there rather easily. And that's the last ball of Unstry's spell. 21 runs conceded. 2 wickets. Orlando 86 for 6, in part thanks to that young man right there. Abadi back in the attack here. Amani a little bit surprised not to see Adi Gupta. Hamilton goes big. Big indeed. That's going to be 4 runs there. Orrington Hamilton.
I'm surprised because he likes pace and he likes width, and Uppity just tends to offer both. So good with that horizontal bat. I would have thought you keep Adi Gupta going, but they brought him out of the attack for Unstry. They didn't want to change his end maybe, and could come in the 18th over. Just feels a bit late to bring a leg spinner. For me, I would have rather changed his end and then let Uppity have 18 and 20, because Aaron still has overs to come.
Ooh, what a ball. Great delivery there.
Yeah, jagged back brilliantly. And that's where you're going to have to be to Orrington Hamilton. You've got to get him convinced that he's going to have width, and then once that ball cuts in, that's where he's shown his biggest sign of weakness.
And that was a heck of a way to address that on the very next ball from Epity. We saw the fielder move back to long on after the 4. Sorry, back to long off after the 4. They have one at long on as well, one at mid-wicket, one at deep square. This one's up. It's going to be taken very easily at point by Soham.
Brilliant from Rithvik Uppity. Extra pace and that inward movement there just surprises Hamilton. Leading edge, and oh gosh, never going to drop it. The Raptors, they're all over this Galaxy team, 90 for 7.
And Manav Patel in. He'll take strike right now. 7 down. What do you think Orlando's targeting right now?
Got to clear triple figures. It's not like the Raptors haven't been bowled out under 100, but you've just got to give yourself a little bit of scoreboard pressure.
Yeah, you're going to want to see the full 20 for sure. Oh, nice. Nice delivery there.
Patel tends to get his front foot all the way across him. So Uppity has a big target. It's what we've heard from David Warner described as a surfboard to aim at as a bowler. He said that surprisingly about Joe Root facing Josh Hazelwood. And the stats don't really add up there, Bull, but I think for Rithik Uppity in this matchup, it would favor him.
Uppity already with a wicket. What a delivery there. It's going to be wide.
It's a good call. Unhappy, both keeper, bowler. It's a cruel game, cricket, for the bowlers, but well over the head of Manav Patel.
Manav Patel pretty lucky, I think, that he didn't make contact with that. You never know what could happen. It could go right to the keeper's hands. But you had third back. You had fine leg back.
Expect a slower one here with third and fine coming inside the ring. On cue. Slower delivery from the Uppity.
No man, it's just one. Final ball of the 17th over. So you can expect Uppity to come back for the 19th. Hardik Desai now on strike. Now, Mon, if they're going to get to a decent total here, you have to imagine Hardik Desai is going to have to be the one that does it.
He's a big hitting all-rounder, but has to make sure he stays to 20.
Well, you saw the hesitation in trying to throw for the stumps there, but it's just one. At the end of 17, Orlando 93, loss of 7. Aaron starts his third over. And it's caught behind. Hardik Desai, the one that needed to stay.
He's just so good. And he's understood what his role is today. Back of a length, little extra pace. And a little glove. You could see the reflection right there. Desai knew it. And after having a real shambles of a start to minor league, he's 3 for 2 in his third and is 93 for 8.
Charon gonna suck the enters. he will be on strike. Aaron striking with his first ball of his third over, the 18th of this innings. And Orlando is in trouble. Amon, you said you want to at least get to 100. I was thinking they need to get more than that, but you want to get through the full 20 overs for sure. See what that gives you.
Little hope.
Yeah, and that'll be a wide there. We've seen that a little bit from Aaron. But today, not nearly as much.
Yeah, he's had much more control, and it feels like he's trusting his action as well, running through the crease with much more certainty. I also don't think he went to a slower ball very quickly, which is a good thing. It says to me that he has much more faith in what he was doing. Yes, it helps that your first over just goes for the one accredited against you, but he went seam up, seam up, seam up, and now we're starting to see the variations. That's what you want to do as a young fast bowler. You want to have the confidence to bowl your stock delivery and then decide to change, not feel like you have to be different straight away. Obviously, Nate, there's circumstances that demand it.
Oh, absolutely. But you're right. I mean, I think what it implies is when you're waiting for that, when you're going to your slower ball, second delivery in the power play or something, shows that you're just kind of trying to survive as opposed to trying to set somebody up, trying to be strategic, trying to affect the game with wickets.
Yeah, no question.
And man, Aaron has been so good today. That was just his 7th run conceded. And we talk about how economical spin is here at Church Street Park. Aaron, as a fast bowler, conceding only 7 so far. That is remarkable. Oh, there's that slower ball.
It comes from a great place as well. It's very deceptive. The arm speed doesn't change. It's his fingers coming over the ball and just adding that extra bit of revs and just gripping on it that extra second longer. And it comes remarkably slower than his traditional delivery.
And I would say that length or fuller would be the ideal place to put that particular ball to get the effect that you want from it. This one's up in the air, but it's going to land safely. As the fielder was at the boundary, there'll be no attempt for 2.
That 100 will have to wait. Close of 18, 99 for 8.
Well, we call this a beauty shot, don't we?
Pink skies, like Zach Bryan wrote.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Church Street Park. There's no place like it this time of night. You know, you've heard of golden hour. It's pink hour here. These beautiful hues in the sky, pink, purple, blue. Man.
Plenty nights under pink skies that we've just grown and been taught to enjoy. And that's exactly what it is here at Church Street Park.
It's incredible. I want to take this tent off of us now. Raj Nanan. His final over here will be the 19th. I think they might be thinking Ritvik's final will be the 20th from the other end.
It could be even Aaron from the other
Could
end
be.
as well.
Could
100 finally on the board for the Galaxy. So you've got the 3 figures. Now make sure you play out all 120 deliveries.
Ooh, was his foot up? There's a big appeal.
I love how quickly Sahar Swethan has turned around. He was sold. Might be taking cues from Jaskar Malhotra. Absolutely sold. It's taken a bit of the pad on the way through. Foot's down. Yes, yes, yes. No? Okay, no worries. Coming back. I'll put the stumps back up too. Don't worry about it.
Yep. This one's going to land safely. They're coming back for 2, though, and the throw is going to be all the way to Sahars's end, and he scampers and he gets him. Look at that. What a job by Saharsh to get back to the stumps. And they've got the 9th wicket on a run out.
I'm not sure what the plan for the 2 was. That throw, brilliant from long on. And Saharsh, exceptionally well done. The pivot and a sacrificial run goes awry. 1 wicket left, and you still have an over and a half to go. 101 for 9.
And Taha Faruqi in. I had a chat with him last night. He bowled so well yesterday. But I had a chat with him about this ground in particular. He said, he was raving about the practice nets. He said coming from the Midwest, he doesn't really see anything like this ground. Bowled. And that's the end right there.
Might not have seen much like the practice nets. Might not have seen much like that delivery either. Arm ball, didn't pick it. Bat nowhere near it. Nanan, he's striking on full flow. His 2nd wicket of the day, and Orlando undone for 101.
Undone for 101.
Wickets happening too quickly for the scorers to get underway, but just know it's been a day with the bat to forget. Nate, read us through that scorecard.
Well, let's take a look here if I can get There we go. Well, Chandrapal scored 27, top scored off of 27 balls, but he got out to Aaron Malu Apatharana, who was absolutely sensational with the ball, along with Ansharai. Ukapati was pretty good too. 1 wicket, 9.33 economy. Adi Gupta, 6.33 economy, 1 wicket.
Yeah, but the runs there, not many to come from. Just 2, make it 3 scores in double digits. Apart from that, it was just sluggish to get to 101 thanks to this magnificent bowling card.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, Ansharai, fantastic. 2 wickets, 5.25 economy. Aaron, 2 wickets, 3.00 economy. That's incredible for a fast bowler here. Raj Nanan was back to his usual self. 2 wickets, 3.55. All 6 bowlers took wickets in the innings. What an incredible innings. Domination from Morrisville Raptors bowling squad. Very young bowling squad, but very talented apparently.
Unbelievable. So, can the Raptors capitalize on a brilliant start with the ball? We'll have to wait and see. 102. Could it be the Galaxy's first win? Only time will tell. Join us when we return here in beautiful Church Street Park as the sun will set on this doubleheader Sunday. Welcome back to Church Street Park. And the Morrisville Raptors, well, they had a blinding start with the ball. Held the Galaxy to just 102. And in front of these home fans that have turned up tonight in what is the final Sunday at Church Street Park for the regular season, they're looking to end it with a win. Same opening pair, Mihir Patel, Sahar Shwetan, both of whom got off to starts yesterday. It was Mihir Patel that carried that start through 80 runs to his name. And he was the engine that took the Raptors into a position to win. But history has a funny way of repeating itself, and the Galaxy will think back to 2023 down at the Buttonveers Cricket Complex. Last game in Buttonveers for that regular season, a low total on the board, and they were able to inflict a loss on the Raptors that led to their first win of that season. Similar situation here, last Sunday of Church Street Park for the regular season. A winless Galaxy team looking to upset a Raptor side that is in prime position to win the game. And will lean on Hardik Desai with the ball in hand. A pace bowling cohort that doesn't have too many options. You have Desai, Hamilton, and Manav Patel. Those would be your three main ones alongside the addition of Taha Faruqi. But it's a streaky paced bowling department. Taha Faruqi had a great game 24 hours ago, but struggled mightily in the weeks leading to this moment. Desai, he's the veteran campaigner. Not express pace, but good movement off the wicket. The umpire is taking a walk. I think one of the 30-yard panels had just been misplaced. Now he's taking a run. Doesn't want to delay the action. Mouth-watering here at Church Street Park. Very close, very tight. Still no runs on the board for the Raptors, and there's plenty of time. That required run rate under 6 and will be under 6 for the majority of today's play. Brilliant start here from Desai, testing the patience, testing the outside edge, and keeping Mihir Patel on the front foot. He's a good driver of the ball, no question, but is a much stronger player off the back foot. The cuts and the pulls are where his bread is buttered. And you can see it, that front foot just remains a bit more dormant. How did Christopher Van Tull fall to untry? It was 2 dots and then forced the issue. We've seen 4 dots. Make it 5. Desai, brilliant start. Really sharp. I think the Galaxy might have just miscounted for the over. And the Galaxy need to be special with the ball. Manufacture pressure. It won't come from the scoreboard. So what can you do to impart your presence onto these Raptors? You can do this. A maiden to open up the day for Hardik Desai. What a start. No change in the score. It's a very young Raptors team. And we we've seen collapses. Collapses of 63, collapses of 83. A super over to chase down 130. Second to last ball to chase down 150. So this will not be a walk in the park by any question. And this is where the test becomes mighty. Sahar Shwethan does not like to get bogged down. And he just watched an entire over at the non-striker's end. A maiden over. He's a brilliant, aggressive bat. But Taha Faruqi's coming off his best minor league performance. He presents challenges for batters who like to swing through with their hands. And there's not many better descriptors than that for Sahar Shwethan. And another strong start for Faruqi. I'm Aman Patel, joined by Nate Hayes, as always.
Come on, what a good start here. In this defense of a low total, Faruqi's so good yesterday with the ball. Shows so much promise.
First runs for the Raptors. Important that this works for the Raptors. We've talked about it time and time again, their lack of consistency running between the wickets and their lack of clear communication as well.
And Mahir Patel so good yesterday. He'll want to keep that going today. Eased his way in yesterday as well, and he's going to want to be there for a really long time, just like it was yesterday.
Like we talked about with the Galaxy, the keys are the openers batting for an extended period of time. Can't be there. Cannot bowl there. Don't have the runs to play with. And Mahir Patel will never miss out.
No, just too good. Too good to make mistakes against. And that just was a poor line. You see that sometimes bowling over the stumps from a lefty bowler to the righties, missing down the leg like that.
It's also too short on any line. Mahir Patel loves that back foot. Make him drive. Yes, he can do it, but he prefers to cut and pull.
It's a much better ball.
Faruqi also does get that bit of extra bounce as well.
You talked about that with Ridvik in the first innings, getting that extra bounce. And as I mentioned in the first innings, with Faruqi's brief stay at the crease, he says he doesn't see facilities like this in the Midwest. So he was so impressed by the nets here, the practice nets and the facility itself. He said he feels like in just a short amount of time here, he's really grown a lot.
Collecting singles now are the Morrisville Raptors. That boundary really changes the equation, because it could have really been, at worst, 3 for none.
Yeah, that's true. And a boundary early on, too, in the over allows the batters to kind of take a breather. You've kind of lost an over there with that first one. It's basically just a 19-over chase now, because you didn't get on the board.
Close of over number 2, 6 for none. More hard to decide. No question. Made an over to kick it off. And his length against Mahir Patel was perfect. Saharsh wants 2. Rightfully called back.
How big is Hardik Desai for this Orlando team? We saw him with the bat. Yeah, he got out cheap earlier, but he's a big part of their plans.
He's the key. He absolutely, to me, is the key. we've talked about that pace bowling cohort of Faruqi, of Manav Patel, of Hamilton. They're streaky fast bowlers. When they're great, they're great. But Desai is that lone, consistent figure. Yeah, there. Be full. Let it swing to both Swethan and Mahir Patel.
Something here, eight balls into his day, and he's only conceded the 1 run.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent from Desai. Again, his best skill is his consistency. He doesn't have to deliver the most outrageous delivery right now. What he has to deliver is a consistent spell.
Yeah, absolutely. They need that. Two really low scoring overs in this power play would be enormous.
Again, that required run rate is never going to be an issue until you force it to be, and you have to be brilliant for a stretch of really 5 to 10 overs for it to matter. So what's the one bowler at one end that's going to hold the fort down? That's got to be hard to decide, and for me, I think Dajnaran Chanderbal can get into this game early.
He's yet to bowl in the power play this season. But he certainly seems like he fits the mold to do so.
You just sit there and think you can't let the Raptors have 30 runs before you come on to bowl. You've got to strike it whilst they're operating in the teens.
Yeah, you have to take wickets. This is the way to build pressure, is to take wickets. And you take wickets by building pressure. It's kind of like everything comes back around. You do that by collecting dot balls.
Collecting singles, wanting doubles. Run out chance. Gets past Van Tull. That might be the only life that was given to Sahar Sweth in close of 2, 11 for none. Saharsh had his first opportunities with the gloves in minor league cricket in this season. Now out there again with the bat. Alongside Mahir Patel, this partnership has been a streaky one all season. More Faruqi. Shot from Mahir Patel, carrying over his form.
Man, was Mahir Patel fun to watch yesterday or what? And look at this. This is exactly why he was fun to watch yesterday. Today he looks like he's going to be fun to watch too. Gets to that ball very well, reaches to it and plays it into a very safe place. Even if he had mishit that on that line that he put it in, would have been fine.
That's the key. The length wasn't the issue. It's the width. Gets straighter. Perfect from Faruqi. Chops him in half.
What a ball. Good comeback here. We've seen that quite a bit. Cat and mouse game, the chess match. Now, Morrisville, they could get comfortable here. They only need a 5.22 required run rate. That's nothing to worry about. However, Oman, they are a very young batting team. And when you're young, sometimes ego, pride, all these things enter in. Maybe you think about your numbers. You can't do that right now. You just have to play the situation. Cricket's all about playing the situation. It's so hard to contextualize just looking at statistics.
We've talked about a couple of times how cricket might be behind the analytical department. Do you think that's a big part as to why? Because there's so much situational context to every innings.
Yes, I think so. I mean, especially in something like minor league where you have 26 teams around the country. It's a very, very large country as far as cricket countries go. You have very different conditions all over the USA. Very unique. That's a wide, but they're going to get another wide +1. Ooh, that might have gone on. But yeah, context is everything. You have to understand in this league, especially, you've got the South. South's going to present different challenges.
Watch this, Nate. Faruqi's hand would have been out.
I think it might have.
It would have gone on to hit the stumps, and he would have been out there, Mihir Patel. He was a little bit lazy getting to the other end. It's a great call from Babar Baig over to my right. I'll never know, but that looked very good had that gone on to hit the stumps.
Would have definitely been a photo finish, but you could argue that it would have beaten the batter, especially had he not gotten his bat down in time. Faruqi had no idea, I think, by the way he collected it and went back to his mark. I don't think he realized how close that would have been.
No slip, and 4 runs for Mihir Patel.
No slip there, and I think maybe the reasoning is because Faruqi's kind of swinging it back in, but this one swung back in and still took the edge. Watch the shape of this. It swung back in and kind of straightened up, didn't it?
Always risky, and sometimes that's just how luck goes. End of 4, 22 for none. Third straight for Hartley the side. Do you like the move, Nate?
Yeah, you have to restrict now. You have to take wickets now. You got to strike early.
What is Sahar Swithin running after Hartley the side forward? And that feels like what you're saying, maybe the absence of mind that youth provides.
Yeah, I think so. This is a measured approach you have to take here in this innings. You have to be responsible, mature. Sahar Swithin, full of talent, full of adrenaline, aggression. Right now, you need a little less of that.
Exceptional from the side. You can see Swithin on every delivery now is throwing his head up to the air. He is growing incredibly frustrated with everything from the brilliance of Desai.
Oh, this ball. It's moving away just enough, isn't it? It's looking, the shape of this, his line is fantastic.
Get a slip fielder in. There's plenty of movement. He is attacking the outside edge.
You need wickets. I think they should have had a slip fielder in long before this. But you need wickets right now. Test the depth of this Morrisville Raptors team. Get into the depth. Make somebody other than the first opening partnership do the work. We've seen a couple of great first wicket partnerships here that show a lot of promise and then collapses.
The reason Stephen Taylor's captaincy is such an intriguing one to watch, yes, he'll put in all the slips in the world, but he's hunting all the time. He's proactive. Morning Patel's proactive.
That's right.
So, I think some captains in the South have been a little bit less proactive and more reactive. Again, if that gets an edge, it's flying past Van Tull.
That's right. I think one of the things I absolutely love about cricket is the creativity that's at the fingertips of the captains. The amount of things that they can do with the fields, with the tactics, and which is one of the reasons I love watching Stephen Taylor as a captain. Manonk does it by keeping you on your toes about which bowler's coming next.
There it is! Wicket number 1, and the side delivers.
Edged right behind. Ball barely changed course. But that was an easy take. Didn't need a slip on this one.
Nice and simple for Van Tull. Oh, hello. Maybe some controversy. Everyone walks off. That ball finished on the ground. Maybe want to see that again. When we come back, we'll have some more for you. 23 for 1 with 1 ball left in the 5th. George Baldwin's walking in, and now there's no one else talking about this but us. We're the only ones doing it. But let's just have another look at this. And the reason we want to have a look at this, look at Van Tull. He takes it, yes. But look when he goes up for the celebration. Tip of the gloves, and out. Now, we read the law for the dead ball rule when the ball comes off the body. Finger was up. We didn't even see it go down. Here is the catch rule. A striker's out caught if a ball is delivered by the bowler, not being a no ball, touches his or her bat without having previously been in contact with any fielder and is subsequently held by a fielder as a fair catch, as described in 33.2 and 33.3 before it touches the ground. So let's go to 33.2. A fair catch can only be a fair catch in every case. Either the ball at any time or any fielder in contact with the ball is not grounded beyond the boundary before the catch is completed. Furthermore, a catch will be fair if it follows any of these following conditions. And we'll get to that after this ball. A brilliant over, no doubt, 23 for 1. The ball is held in the hands of a fielder, even if the hand holding the ball is touching the ground or hugged to the body or lodges in the external protective equipment worn by a fielder or lodges accidentally in a fielder's clothing. A fielder catches the ball after it's been lawfully struck more than once by the striker, but only if it has not been grounded since the first strike. A fielder catches the ball after it has touched the wicket, and an umpire, another fielder, or another runner of the batter, and the fielder catches the ball crossing the boundary. So it seems like they haven't defined this here. I'm trying to find what we want. Here we go. Making a catch. The act of making a catch shall start from the time the ball first comes into contact with the fielder's person and shall end when a fielder obtains complete control over both the ball and his or own movement. Was that complete control is the question. On the pads, on the pads! No! Turned down.
Well, another one to look at here, Amon. Take a look at where this pitch is. It's going to pitch in line. It's coming back to leg stump. It looks like it might be hitting leg stump. That looks like a close one to me. And Faruqi, I think he agrees.
Aggressive work from Chanderpaul, though. Go 3 straight for each of the opening seamers. Baldwin likes pace on, but dealing with the left arm swing bowler.
Yeah, good stuff there. Faruqi asking questions. And the umpire said no. That was very close.
Very close indeed.
Back to that catch, Amon. That Van Tull catch. We'll talk about just a second.
Go ahead, get 1. Let's just have another look at that, Nate.
Let's take a look here, Amon. As you described, you got to hold on to it for the duration until you have complete control. Now, it was always kind of hanging out like an ice cream cone.
Absolutely. I think my best example that I can give is I go back to the Lord's Ashes test with Ben Stokes taking a catch at leg slip. Just over. Nearly climbed the ladder to perfection.
And the Raptors keep dodging disaster. Faruqi keeps asking questions there. Was just over the fielder.
Dudgener on Chanderpaul.
Vanderbilt couldn't quite reel that one in. Would have been a tough one, but not unlike the Ronak Sharma one we saw yesterday.
Those are the catches that have to stick in a low-scoring chase.
Ooh.
Well bowled. Incredibly well bowled. Back to that Ben Stokes catch. He's taken it one-handed above his head. His arm has come down. He's looked to thrown it up in celebration, and he's hit his knee on the way through. Then it comes out. It's given as not out. England have reviewed it, and the third umpire has then deemed it not out again. So to me, for Van Tol, even if he's going into celebration, he hasn't completed the process of that catch.
Yeah, I think for the umpire, that might have been just a little bit of a case of taking it for granted the keeper, of all people, took the catch. You know, you've got the keeper's not usually going to catch those every single time. And he did drop it in the process of celebrating. And in some sports, that might work. In baseball, there's the transfer rule. When you go to transfer to your throwing hand, if you drop it then it's still a catch. But cricket has no such law.
Deemed a catch today. 6 overs gone, 27 for 1. Crowd still around. There's Adi Gupta's father, far left. Sahar Shwetan's father, there in the blue, solid short sleeve shirt, explaining the game to a couple of folks. You can see he's saying that's one run. They got to cross over. I got to come off the bat, and then you take your run when you can.
And they're going to say, well, I've heard of this thing called LBW. What's that? And he said, pay it no mind. We're not getting into that.
Why is that, Nate? Why are we paying no mind?
No, I'm just kidding, everybody.
Has something to do with the Tahafaruki LBW shot?
I've been in the process of explaining cricket to people before and get to LBW and another.
A fourth straight over for Hardik Desai. He is going to be bowled out. That's unbelievable aggressiveness from Tajarayan Chandrapal.
It is. And, you know, last night in the second innings of the evening game, the fast bowling was the more dominant style. Typically here, a lot of times the spin is the more dominant style. You're going through your fast bowlers very, very early if you're Orlando, but that shows the importance of these early wickets.
Excellent change-ups. He's not gone predictable either. He's used the back of a length delivery well.
I was talking to George Baldwin earlier, and he was telling me that after the very last game of the season here in minor league cricket, he's got to fly back to play a game at the Oval the very next day.
Church Street Park to the Oval, not bad.
Not bad. The two best venues in their respective countries.
Wow, bold statements. Hammered away. Baldwin has made Church Street Park his home as of late.
Yes, this was very well struck here by Baldwin, who's missed a few, but he's still around, and he sees that one really well. Look at that. That one was well over there. But he's got great reach. And I tell you what, when you're hitting the ball like that flat, right back over the bowler's head, or right back to long on, at that line, you got to have some pretty good coordination to pull that off.
We can see from Baldwin his intention is to score. He's not looking to hang around and see how deep they can take this game. He wants runs on the board. His front leg has cleared very quickly anytime he's seen it back of a length.
You're 30% through this chase. And like you said, I think Baldwin wants to get there sooner rather than later.
And getting that front leg very open. He's moving away consistently, so I think Desai spotted that. Desai, he's brought on to take another wicket. Can he produce one more with one delivery left? You get the Raptors 2 down and you're into the depth. Misfield makes it a much easier single. Close of over 7, 33. Yes, no overthrows. 33 for 1. Charan Ganasakti, Nate.
Yes, Charan. There's 2 Ganasaktis on this team. This being the younger one, made his debut, I think, yesterday. The beautiful trees at Church Street Park. You can see the moisture in the air kind of glowing in the light.
So they've gone the leg spinner. The leg spinner that's here is because Baldwin, again, much prefers pace bowling.
I do have to say, his last innings, he looked, well, not his last one. His last one was a very brief spell.
Mm-hmm.
The one prior to that, he looked much more comfortable, much more confident against the spin. I talked to him a little bit about that. He said, we don't see this much spin over there in the UK. Hit that one really nicely.
Yeah, won't be uncomfortable with that. Will never be uncomfortable there. If you bowl short to Baldwin, he picks you apart.
It's the length that he provides with his swing, his arms, his ability. Like you said, if you bowl it too short, it just gives him time.
This is, to me, the matchup that can tempt Saharswithan. Young leg spinner against a very aggressive, innovative batter. They've packed the region behind point. Too short again. Too short again. You can't afford to be a single machine. You're in to take a wicket. That's not a wicket-taking length, Nate.
No, and though it was too short twice, Morrisville, normally they might want to put one of those away at least for a boundary. In such a small chase like this, you're not going to fret that too much. Well played there.
Yeah, better length as well from Ganasakti. Making Baldwin make a decision whether to come onto the front or the back foot. You can see him with that towel every ball. There is dew around. You felt the square yesterday.
Yes, there's definitely dew. Not just the square, but the outfield especially towards the edges of the outfield, towards the boundary. The dew is accumulating here. Another one that's a little too short. This one, they're going to probably get 2 out of this one. And they do. Well done, well done. You'll take that right now, every time if you're Morrisville. They'll be happy to go single, 2 from here on out.
No question. Again, the wickets column, that's the most important one. How many can Morrisville keep at bay? Because once you get 2 or 3 down, this team looks very, very different.
That's why it's so important to have the leggy in at this point early enough where you're only 38 runs through the chase with 64 still needed. Leggies, though we've seen great productivity from leggies here at Church Street Park, in a short chase, it's always a risk to bowl a leggy. You want them to go get wickets. Too short again.
It's just easy pickings for singles and doubles. And Swethin is showing tremendous maturity from a day ago. Close of 8, 40 for 1.
Here we go, the support over there.
I have a question, Nate. Why isn't Tajran Chanderpaul in with the ball? He's been bowling too well throughout the entire season to decide this weekend he's not going to bowl.
He's been their best bowler this season, and I agree with you. It's strange to not see him in there. Who knows what the reasoning is? We are going to see the exciting Orrington Hamilton with the ball now.
This feels very dangerous. This is George Baldwin's strength. Back of a length, width on offer. Clear the front foot and smash.
Let's see if he gets the chance to do that, if he decides to take them up on it. We have third back. Fine leg is going back. Nope, fine leg's going to stay in. We have a deep backward square. Deep forward point. And a deep mid-wicket.
Really maneuvering this field, getting every single moment right, trying to make the batters wait, trying to halt momentum.
Baldwin takes it on, and it's going to clear. It's going to hit the asphalt, skip into that wall. What a shot there from Baldwin.
What did we say? This is Baldwin's strength. Back of a length, bit of width, clear the front leg and hit. He loves it in that area.
We've seen Baldwin try to give himself space, stepping away from the stumps towards the leg side several times. That ball was custom made for him. And he play over top of this one.
Hamilton's got to be pace off if he goes on that length, and that's just like he just was. It's a risky maneuver, but you've got to go into your seam bowling department here if you're Tajran Chanderpaul and trust your man. If you're not going to bowl yourself, which I still think that's a better option, Hamilton's got to deliver.
And inside edge there, it's going to roll, chasing downhill. And it's a no ball. It's going to be a free hit, signaled by the umpire.
Can't afford those. I can't afford those at all. He's showing him where he stepped. And this is what I'm talking about. Well, Hamilton's been exciting. He's streaky. And he's done these kinds of things all season long. To me, you've got to bowl yourself here if you're Chanderpaul.
Yeah, I think you absolutely have to after this over. You gotta put yourself in the attack. 46 runs into this chase of 102. 49 runs, let's make it. And there's a wide, so we'll do it all over again.
Compounding on himself. This is what happens. You make one mistake, another one follows. That free hit continues, and Baldwin's still on strike. Baldwin, go stand on off stump and give yourself that opportunity to just flex your muscle here.
Smashed. It's going to clear the fielder for 6. Baldwin in flow. Another big shot from Baldwin.
Just could never understand the move. Really couldn't understand the move. This is what George Baldwin does best. Stand straight up, clear your front leg, and throw your hands. And Hamilton serves that up on a silver platter.
I don't exactly understand the field here. It indicates that they're going to bowl to Baldwin's strength, as if they're defending about 160 or something right now. You have a deep backward square, you have a deep mid-wicket, you have a deep long on. They go full that time. Baldwin just going to manage a single.
It's better, it's slower, it's fuller, and that's where you want to be. But the damage is done for the next 3 overs. That required run rate's under 4.
Actually, we have the deep long. We have the long off fielder. Long off. Deep mid wicket. Deep backward point. Deep third. And deep forward point. And That'll scoot through. Had another one.
And again, this is where all the pressure that Hartley decides first 4 overs in a row, on a trot, they've dissipated. It doesn't matter what the side's done now because Baldwin's been able to cash in with 2 sixes in the over. Now they're milking singles. The required run rate is under 3. Chandrapal hasn't come on to bowl yet, and it won't matter when he does come on to bowl. This should have been Chandrapal's over, with the required run rate still around 6.
I just don't get why he wasn't in there.
No ball. It's a free hit. It's a free hit. You can't be out. It's a brilliant ball. Van Tol's held on this time, but you've overstepped. The mistakes continue to compile.
Oh my gosh. We just saw a terrific ball. Great catch. Watch this again. Let's see where his foot is. Yeah, he overstepped there. Boom. Look at that. That was just athletic stuff from the keeper, but it's all for nothing. With no ball, Baldwin still on strike here for the final ball of the 9th over. Morrisville 59, lost to just 1. And that's going to be a wide. They're going to do this one again. So another no ball and a wide for Orrington Hamilton. Just not a great over from him.
You can see how frustrated he is. And it just doesn't give you hope for what this next ball is going to be. Baldwin ran down at him. Why? Well, he anticipated he's going to bowl full after the 2 sixes. Now, what Baldwin's just done to Hamilton is Hamilton's, he's going to run at me. I got to throw it back of a length. And Hamilton is going to pay victim to Baldwin.
And it's up in the air. Doesn't matter too much. Lands safely. Would have never been a wicket anyways. Baldwin manages a single. Morrisville 61 for 1 after 9 overs. Ganasakthi stays on, and we are asking ourselves here, where is Chandrapal with the ball?
Look, I know I'm going to be a broken clock here, but he has to be in. If you wanted any chance to win this game, he had to bowl the last over, and now, with just 41 runs left to get, it's wickets, and Ganasakthi didn't do enough to earn a second over.
All over that one. Baldwin, unable to do anything with it.
And there's not a knock on Ganasakthi. I think he could come back and bowl.
Sure.
But right now, this is a critical moment. You have to get your best bowler on, and at this moment, Dajnaran Chandrapal is your best bowler. This is why. Because these short balls have come way too consistent. And they're easy twos. There's no short mid-wicket. There's a huge gap there. The fielder's got to make plenty room to his left and then fire running away from his dominant hand. There's always going to be 2 with 2 quick runners.
Yeah, he's just been too short, as you said. He's just been too short with his deliveries. Hadn't really threatened on any of his prior deliveries in his previous over. Too short there. That one stayed low, but plenty of time for Baldwin to adapt to it. That's the problem with staying low. You give the batter so much time to see the ball and adapt to how it turns.
And it's not ripping hugely. Ganasakti's not getting enough run. It's not the Ludda turn to where you can't take that ball into the onside. There is so much opportunity to do it. The dew on the wicket is helping the ball come onto the bat.
It's not easy right now for a leggy to bowl in this situation. If you're going to bowl shorter, you got to zip it through, and he's not doing that either. So it's just slipping out of his hands, I think. Much better delivery, but still easy for the batter because there's really been no pressure built.
And again, that's your issue. That's the oddball. Was a good delivery to bowl. Right, he's done that twice in this over, the first ball and now this delivery. Problem is he's already given up runs around it.
Well played there, but it's...
I think it's a catch. I think that was a catch. I know it's a no ball, but I think that's why Thunderline has just thrown that
I
back.
think so. I think you're right.
Look at the frustration.
Just the bad day gets worse for Orlando. A no ball on what could have been a dismissal there. And he's going to give him a no ball again. He's going to explain to him.
Look how big the overstep is.
Pretty big, pretty big.
You can't, as a spinner, you can't do that. There's no excuse at all. As any bowler, you can't. But as a spinner in particular.
Yeah, that line is pretty easy to see. Well played there by Baldwin. It's going to run away for 4 runs. Fielder in hot pursuit can't get up to it. Ends up being a 6-run ball with the 2 no balls there.
There's just nowhere to bowl when you have a no ball against George Baldwin. He moves all the way to off stump. You try to keep pushing wide. And when there's no danger of getting out, he's unbelievable. 30 runs already on the board. This is the George Baldwin that the Raptors have come to expect.
He's so patient. He's so patient on that ball. Waiting just at the right time, timing it perfectly for another 4 runs.
Brilliant. Same delivery in a carbon copy shot. Doesn't look to overhit it. Place it away from long off. This game has come and gone, and the Galaxy, they're out of it very quickly. 75 for 1. At the close of 10 overs, the players will get a drink, and the Galaxy will look to reassess as they're still trying to discuss how can the leg spinner consistently produce no balls. Cardinal sins for leg spinners, or any spinners, are no balls. Let's see how big this was. Look at that front foot. Massive. That's a massive no ball for a spinner. And he did it twice, back to back. And you can see the discussion here. Chanderpaul, Shivnarine, and Thajnarine would be just trying to marshal the troops. My note here, if I'm Shivnarine Chanderpaul, it's to his captain. It's to his son. Take the ball. Bowl. This game, it's just 27 runs from being over. We want to win in this season. It's our last chance to do it tonight here at Churchill Park. We have a game tomorrow. But how are we going to enter that game? Okay, maybe you don't win today. But what momentum are you going to carry in tomorrow's matchup? It's the same affair at Church Street Park in the afternoon.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And also, it's not like this Morrisville Raptors team hasn't gone from 30 for 1 to 63 all out before.
That's exactly what's happened. You're exactly right.
So, you have to take that into account. You have to tell your team, give your team something to believe in here. And we talked in the first innings when there was a collapse. Oh, well, they got to focus on getting to 100, is what you said. Okay, yes, sometimes you have to readjust your goals to something kind of realistic and reasonable. But you do that because you're like, now we have to fight. Now we've got to fight, and we have a little bit to defend, and we've got to believe in it. Right now, the goal is still got to be to win the game.
The goal is to win the game. You want to see fight in your group. We've heard from coaches time and time again, fight is what defines the character of a team. I think back, and I know I have a lot of these references, the 2014 New England Patriots. Coming off a blowout loss of the Kansas City Chiefs, 41-14. People are questioning Tom Brady and his starting position on that team. And Bill Belichick says in a documentary, I come out of that game, yes, we got blown out. But we didn't quit. there was fight, there was character, and he says, you know what? There's something to build on with this team. What did that team do that season? They won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Galaxy from this point are going to win that minor league championship this year. What I'm saying is that fight defines teams.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It does. There's always a lesson to learn.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something to gain.
Look at the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers of 2023. No one had that team pegged for the finals, but they showed fight on every single equation, maybe had some help with some net run rate, but their fight is what got them to a finals game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That is totally correct. Very good comparison there.
Manav Patel.
Way too full there. Full toss. Dipping down. He'll tuck that away. They're not going to look for two. Now I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the youth of the Raptors batting. You know, the tendency that younger players have to get predictable or to get too aggressive, to lose the focus here. So if you're the Raptors, you want Sahar Swathan to play through this innings in a mature way. Forget about your score. Just get through the innings. And if you are Orlando, you want to exploit that youth. You want to maybe force him to make a rash decision.
The way you win this game is taking wickets, and so you got to toss the carrot to Sahar Swathan. Test how patient he is. Test whether he can keep that reverse sweep and that switch hit in the drawer.
Yeah.
Test if he won't run at you. Throw it up. Give him some width. You might get a hit, but it's your best chance to take a wicket. Love that. I love that from Sahar Swathan. You saw him take a couple steps forward, tippy toe again, then point, tippy toe, and then decide to come back.
Very animated, always is.
Taking cues from Jamar Hamilton.
And don't get frustrated with that. That's fine.
Now here's where you toss your carrot.
That's right. I
Two
agree
dot
with you.
balls, a little bit of a shake of a head, throw it up. See if he's willing to give you one.
And if you're Sahar Swathan, you don't want to be that first link to fall. Very good, very good.
Great over from Manav Patel as well. Just 2 runs, 11 gone, 77 for 1. Finally, Nate. For me, this has come 3 to 4 overs too late. Maybe even 6 overs too late. Dajnarayan Chanderpaul with the ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he'll probably be telling himself afterwards that he should have brought himself in sooner. I wonder what the thinking was at the time.
Well, here's your moment. Sahar Swathan, he hurried for that one. Chanderpaul, you've got to produce here. Throw your carrot up. He played 3 dot balls to finish out Manav Patel. 3 runs from the last 7 deliveries. If there's a chance to get through Sahar, you test him here. It's too easy. That's not a delivery you can bowl. Misfield allows it for an easier 2, but it was always 2. It was never not going to be 2.
Yeah, it should have been 2 the whole way. Romario, King throwing it in there. But yeah, this is the place where if you're Sahar Swathan, I think in your mind right now, the appropriate way to think is I want to be there till the very, very end. I don't want to be the one to fall. Well played there by Saharsh, and they're going to pass on too. They're just going to stick to the single, but that's well done there, Saharsh.
Absolutely. Again, showing great maturity. And I think he would have thought a lot about yesterday against the Fort Lauderdale Lions. That switch hit was literally on cue. They had prepped the field for that shot, and he just gave it away. And he's come back with a vengeance. That's what you want to see with your young players, learning from every outing.
Yeah, I think, we talked about contextualizing statistics. Both of these batters just playing the ball where it is, which is very important right now. There's no reason to do anything rash. But we talked about contextualizing statistics. I think one of the things to me that's not really measured is, did you do the job you were supposed to do that day? Did you kind of get your job done? Or what percentage of your job did you get done that day? That's a better way to think about it. I think that's the way the coaches think about it, instead of, you can't look at Saharsh's strike rate here and really judge his job today.
I'll take this innings from Saharsh over many innings that he's played so far in minor league cricket.
Oh, 100%. But when you look at the stats and you look at 20 from 28, it's not going to stand out to you. This is why so often maybe batting at the number 5 or 6 position in T20 is so difficult. You're in every different kind of situation. Obviously, neither of these two are 5 or 6, but in Major League, how many times have we seen a number 5 come in and they just have to guide it through, and then the next game, they've got to go big.
Absolutely. Those roles, so different. Less than 20 to go, 84 for 1. Your point in particular, Nate, there's a couple of cricketers in the USA who do that to perfection.
Yes, absolutely. Obis Pinar, how many times have we seen him in Major League Cricket? You look at his stats and they're good. They're good stats, but they don't pop out at you like something absolutely spectacular. Actually, they are really, really good. But
he averages 50 with the bat.
I was going to say, he averages 50. But at the same time, there's been times he comes in and the job is see 20 balls and score 20 runs, because you're just trying to recover from a collapse. And then there's other times when you're going to see 7 balls and you better score close to 20. And he's been able to adapt to both of those situations. And, that's why in this particular innings, this is a very good knock from Harsh Swathan.
No question. And again, you think about the context of what happened yesterday and how easy it could be to just let that sit on his mind. He's learned from that so fast. And that's not always easy as a youngster, as a very confident youngster especially. Saharsh has a patented style of game that he's had for a very long time.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to not go down swinging.
And we haven't seen Saharsh play his most comfortable way today, the way that he wants to express himself. But that's not been called for at all.
Excellent delivery from Manav Patel. If there's any hope, it's wickets in bunches, and the Raptors can give those up. You mentioned it. They were 30 for none, and then they were 63 all out. Not quite 30 runs to play with, but you break through, and you give yourself an opportunity.
Very nice. Very nicely done there. Chandrapal decides not to throw it.
I think he had to let that rip. I think it would have been closer than he would give Van Tolen himself credit for.
Yeah, I think he should have thrown that one. But at the same time, the Raptors, no reason to go for that. No reason not to go for that. Maybe force a bad throw.
Baldwin's also been rather phenomenal with the bat as well. He's come in and he's made a huge difference.
Baldwin's been terrific, especially the 21 run over that they put up against Orrington Hamilton. Baldwin was the star of that over.
Straight through. Manav Patel gets a huge breakthrough in the Galaxy. They breathe life.
And this one just sneaks through. Boom, just stays on. Look at that. That was a great delivery.
Close of 13, George Baldwin, his highest score, but still 16 to go, 86 for 2. Mahesh Kolahalam walks into the middle. He missed Saturday's affair. Remember, had an exam. Saturday exam, never fun. But here's your exam now. Finish the game with Sahar Shwethan. They bring him in because he's a left-hander, so bring back a left-right combination. Remember, he was the ambidextrous bowler.
That's right.
That we saw.
Maybe we'll see some ambidextrous batting.
Don't need it if you're the Raptors. Stand and stay.
Yeah, we've been calling for Saharsh to just keep being mature, and now we're calling for Mahesh to do whatever he wants. Bat from either side.
That's Nate calling for it. Pranav Batad has the ball. Chanderpal's one over, didn't go his way, so he's gone to another young spinner. Saharsh is the key man. Can you break through, Pranav? You've got to cut that single. You've got to cut that single if you're the Galaxy. How do you do that? You've got to be up off the 30-yard circle.
What a great job, though, with Saharsh to take what's there for him, the safe and easy option just to keep the scoreboard ticking, keep yourself at the off strike. Let Mahesh get a few balls here.
He can take his time. Again, 15 runs. That's all that's left for the Raptors to claim their third win of the season. They moved to 7 points and well in 4th place in the division. Oh, hello, that arm ball. That arm ball.
Great ball. Great ball. Mahesh, you've just seen a tough one on your very first delivery.
And this is what you can frustrate the new bat. Maybe just break it around Saharsh. Maybe instead of going through Saharsh, take away his partners. Straight through, Batad gets through Mahesh, and he goes for a duck without troubling any of the scores.
Terrific delivery here. See it staying right there on the arm line.
Morrisville, magic, and drama. It's filled with an 87 for 3. Adi Gupta took a wicket with the ball. Now has to be out there for 15 runs alongside Sahar Shwethan. He's been in this finishing role. Remember, hit the winning runs 24 hours ago. Beaming off that confidence.
Well, the Raptors certainly have confidence in him.
Calls for 2. Funny enough, it was Saharsh calling for 2 that ended up not running for the second. Probably wisely, but again, always that little bit of entertainment value. was Harshvardhan.
He's done that a couple of times.
But off the mark straight away is Gupta. Batad wants a second. Brilliant over. Just goes for 2 and takes a wicket. Close of 14, 88 for 3. Well, look who's in attendance. Abhiram Bolasetti, one of the former Raptors, and a bunch of individuals who played cricket. Abhinav Salasa over to his left. Smeet Pundit, dead center there with the bat in his hand. And then a couple of others from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Obviously, Abhiram, friends with Adi. He's had a flick of him. But also his brother, younger brother, Anirudh, a member of the Orlando Galaxy. So house divided. Oh, Van Tol. Van Tol, was there a piece of anything on this? Have a look at the umpire. What does he deem this as? It's runs. It's a drop for Christopher Van Tol.
Ooh, that's a harsh drop. Let's take a look here. He's got so much. That's a tricky thing to call a drop.
It's tricky, but Van Tol would hold himself to take it, and you need it.
Yeah, I think his height working against him there because that was quite low.
This time on the pad, it's the arm ball, but Manav Patel, hello and welcome.
He's been so good. He's been a highlight of this innings for Orlando, maybe the highlight of the innings for Orlando after the pace attack early.
Gets off strike. Just the 11 runs left to get for the Raptors. They never make it easy. Both of their wins have come in the final over or in overtime.
Yes, that is the way that the Raptors do things, isn't it? It makes for some very exciting cricket, some very exciting atmosphere here at Church Street Park, but it makes it tough to climb back into the standings when you can't get a net run rate boost.
I'll stop that from Chanderpaul. Keeps the dot ball at bay. Just 3 runs from the over. Umpire wants that towel hidden away. Wide delivery. Just try to rush through, but can't afford that. 10 runs. A word for Gupta and Shwethan. It might just be, look, we're good for the over. Play it out. No need to force anything.
It might just be, let's annoy Manav a little bit. Slow things down here.
Well stopped. Well stopped yet again. Shwethan and Gupta both thought they were gone for a run. Patel and Gupta now exchanging words.
Manav Patel's been so good. Only 8 runs conceded, but due to the lack of scoreboard pressure, you would think he might have more wickets than the 1 if they actually had scoreboard pressure.
Excellent. Excellent end to the over. Just 4 runs. It's 10 required from the final 5. 92 for 3. Pranav Batad to continue. Brilliant in his first. Just gave up 2, took the 1 wicket. Needs 2 more. Up. And through. Adi Gupta, a huge 6. It's 1 blow away.
This was up there for a long time. A long time. There was a question whether Romario King got under this in fair play.
He did. He absolutely did. It went straight through his hands. That's the disappointment. A huge moment. It was a moment of ecstasy straight into a moment of complete sadness. And now it's just 4 runs to get.
Adi Gupta wanting to finish this now.
Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Gupta to close it for the Morrisville Raptors, and walks it off in style.
Look at this power from Adi Gupta. I hope nobody parked over there. That was a shot. We know he's got it in him. We've seen it before. And when you see this guy moving his body in this direction and he gets a full one, look at this. Holy smokes.
Unbelievable. Drama and scenes on back-to-back days. Adi Gupta hits the winning runs, and the Raptors claim back-to-back victories. A 7-wicket win that took them a bit longer than they would have liked, but a win in front of their home fans. And Sahar Swithin, he carried the innings through. 22 off 36, George Baldwin's 40 off 33, and then Gupta with the winning runs at the end, 16 from 6, and the Raptors, a dominant day.
Absolutely dominant both sides. Orlando got some great stuff from the fast bowling early on. Hardik Desai, 4 overs, 1 wicket. Pranav Patel was very, very good. Only 8 runs conceded for a wicket. Pranav, the only other wicket taker, but he was a little expensive. There was never really any pressure for the Raptors in the chase, and what little there was given away in that 21-run over.
Well, we're not done here in Morrisville, North Carolina. We're done for Sunday night, but join us on Monday afternoon. Yes, more Monday Morrisville magic. It's these two teams back in action here at Church Street Park. The Raptors win today. Can the Galaxy get revenge tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. For myself, Aman Patel, for Nate Hayes, and for our entire production crew headed by Bob Arbaig, we thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again.